Chef Buck here, and today we're going to cook up a creamy homemade onion dip. Now my sister sent me an onion recipe and we tried it out and it was really delicioso. A lot of times when I make an onion dip I use like a mix like this. And this is good for an onion dip. You know, if you just want to sit in your underwear and watch a Jackie Chan film festival, this is the way to go. But if you're serving it for family and friends and you want to impress them and show them that you care just a little bit, you know, you can make it with fresh onion and a lot of it. Now this is 4 onions about this size, and I've already got them sliced up. Now before we get going cooking these things up, I've already got my cream cheese set out, and I want this softened up. So we'll have that waiting and we'll get going over here on our skillet. I'm going to start it off on medium-high heat and get my oil and butter going. But we're going to end up reducing the temperature and cooking it low and slow. So I got my oil and skillet heated up. Now we're just going to throw our onions in here. You're going to want a good sized skillet for this, as you can see. But like I said, you know, we're going to cook these onions a long time, so they're going to cook down. And it's going to be sad how little onion is left in here when we're through. It's going to be depressing. But it'll be like onion concentrate. It'll be a just super duper onion flavor. So now you just want to take a moment, toss your onions around, get a little bit of oil and butter on them. So we got them nice and coated up, and they're sizzling away. Now I'm going to go ahead and reduce my stovetop down to medium, and we're just going to let them cook away low and slow, you know, stirring them as need be. And we're going to be here for a little while. Now you can still hear them sizzling away. They've been going for about 8 minutes, and I've been stirring them occasionally, and they really haven't started to brown up yet because I've got so many onions in here. But look how soft and juicy those look. And that's what you're looking for. You don't want to throw them in here on high heat and think you're going to rush the process, because you're going to fail. Is that too harsh? Because you're going to have complications. You just have to be patient for optimal caramelization of your onions. But now that they're nice and soft, we're going to go ahead and throw a few seasonings in here. Now I'm going to keep it easy peasy. I just got a little bit of garlic powder and some salt. And we'll stir this in here. And don't be shy with the seasoning. I mean, we're going to have a lot of nice onion flavor, but you want a little pizzazz too, because we're going to be adding that creamy cream cheese in here and a little sour cream. So you want to make sure and have enough flavor to hold up to the cream.
That smells fantastic.
Yeah, that onion smell. It's delicioso. We got our seasoning mixed up here with these onions, and I'm going to keep it on medium heat for a little bit longer because it doesn't seem to be cooking overly fast. And I'm going to keep stirring it occasionally, but we're just going to exercise our patience. That's basically the only exercise I've been getting lately. Well, that counts, right? Now we're about 15 minutes into the cooking process, and you can see our onions are really cooking down now. You know, that salt we added in here has helped to draw more moisture out of the onions, so it's cooking off. So we want to go ahead and make sure we keep this kind of juicy. We don't want it to dry out too much before it caramelizes. So we're going to add some moisture to it. Now if you wanted to, you could just drizzle a little water in there, or you could add some wine. Love cooking with wine. You know, doing it with caramelized onions is a great idea. We generally have an open bottle of wine because of Camera Girl's hobby. But if you're not a wine drinker, you know, a good thing to have around the house is these little dinky bottles of wine that you can use for cooking. But I actually took some allergy medicine earlier today, so I'm going to lay off the alcohol. I'm just going to dibble dabble a little Worcestershire. And I've still got it on medium, but I'm going to reduce it down to medium low. Just get this mixed up, and then we'll continue to cook it down, stirring it occasionally, just making sure that we're not cooking it too fast. So I'm just going to let it keep going on medium low. You know, add a little bit more Worcestershire or water as needed, stir it as needed. Keeping it nice and juicy, not letting it dry out, just letting it slowly caramelize until it reaches peak onion perfection. Now it has been 35 minutes. I didn't need to add any more water or Worcestershire sauce. So I started off on medium-high heat, had it on medium, and finished it up the last half of the cooking process on medium-low. Let's get it over here off of the stove. And I'm going to put it on this cutting board so I can chop it up. And we started off with 4 onions. So we've got a lot of concentrated onion flavor right here. Now let's get a bowl, and we got our softened cream cheese, and I'm going to mix it up with a couple of spoonfuls of sour cream. But I'm just going to start out with just that much, because when I made this before, I put too much sour cream in it. It sort of overwhelmed the onion. So now I've jacked up the onion and I'm going to suppress the cream. So I'll give my onions a chop. Alrighty. So we'll toss our onion in here, and it's like an onion paste. So let's stir it up. Man, look how dark this dip is going to be. That's how oniony it is. And look how creamy that is. Man, I'm glad I didn't put any more sour cream in here. So it's best just to start, with a couple of spoonfuls and see how it goes. Look at that consistency. Now it will thicken up. When these onions cool down, especially if you sit it in the fridge for a little while, it's definitely going to harden up because of all that cream cheese. But you don't want it overly stiff, if you're going to use it for like a dip and dip and dip. But maybe you want it to be a little thicker, because you can also use this, you could put it in like a jalapeno. For baked jalapenos, you could use it in an omelet, like a creamy oniony filling for an omelet. All kinds of things you can do. You know how some people take peanut butter, and fill it up in a celery like a peanut butter canoe? You could do that, with this here. The possibilities are endless. You could wear this as a hat. That's just theoretical. So now we're just going to leave it alone, let it cool down, then I'll transfer it into a prettier bowl and make it prettier like I was serving it to a loved one. Look how gorgeous that is. Look at that presentation. Now don't be intimidated. You're probably not going to be able to get it look that good. I mean, I have a degree in fashion and design, obviously. You can guess the fashion part. Now I put some chopped green onions on here, the little green parts, because it looks kind of sad without it. Now this dip is cooled down and thickened up. See how thick that is? If you like your dip thinner than this, you can add some more sour cream to it. Look how oniony that is. Don't be shy with the onions. It's onion dip. Making an onion dip with fresh onions, it just makes it so creamy. You ready for some, camera girl?
Oh yeah.
Let's do the switcheroo. Okay, what is that? That's a girly bite. Is it oniony enough for you?
Mm-hmm. And you can pretend you're eating something healthy because it has onion in it.
I don't think we can pretend that. If you want to print this recipe, go over to myfoodchannel.com. You can print all our recipes over there. Thanks for watching and subscribing. Give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you in the future.